Hello,
Okay.
everyone. We're having Rick Scudo today. Hello, Rick.
Hello, everybody.
I want to start by saying big thank you, Rick, because you were the inspiration for this online event, as I call it. Because at some point you made a post saying that what if somebody invited me to speak about stuttering? Would I go for this challenge or not? And even though it's not quite a real life public speaking, anyway, we have a group, we have people watching, and it's still pretty much close. Today we have internet, so we connect all together and we can talk, we can share. So here's the challenge, and you actually you are up for the challenge. So maybe can I ask you the first question? The first question, did you feel the fear when you were taking this challenge? And how did you overcome, or like, as they say, as I even bought the book, even I haven't read it, feel the fear, but do it anyway. So what helped you to go for it, for this challenge?
Well, let me first start by saying a big thank you to Andrey for this opportunity, because I feel since last year or before last year, I wouldn't have been willing to do something like this, because it wasn't, I never saw it happening.
Right.
But with your support, kind words, and this opportunity, that's what made me think, okay, I could possibly do something like this. Working the fear, yeah, it's still the fear of public speaking, presentation has always been with me. But it just seemed like since I've been doing these video content videos that it's helped.
Right.
With the fear, it's not gone, it's still there.
Right. And what is your explanation? What's the major source of our fear? Is it what I call the shame, like we're feeling embarrassed about it, that I'll stutter and it produces some negative emotion, or it's something else?
Yeah, the fear of speaking, the ashamedness, the trying to hide it from people because of what they think of you. It all played into the fear of not wanting to show people that, show other people that side of me.
Right. And okay, so if we touch this shame topic, because for me today, I come back to it again and again in the interviews, and I think it's huge for us. Can you share a little bit, maybe your experience with the kind of shame? So what was the most extreme moments of that shame for you?
Oh, I remember a time, this was shortly after high school. I had went into a store to purchase something.
Right.
And I had went up to the register, and the guy and I were talking, mostly him, and I was saying, yeah, yeah, and stuff. But he had asked me what high school I had went to.
Right.
And I always had a trouble saying the high school name. So then I started to say it. I stumbled on it. And before I could say it, he jumped in and said, oh, did you forget your high school name, or did you not like your high school?
Mm-hmm.
And shortly after that, I was able to say it. And then I left and just tried to laugh it off.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Wow. Uh-huh. Yeah, such things we kind of remember throughout life because for some reason we remember the negative stuff. Now, and again, today we talked about the shame and the idea, which was a bit revolutionary again to me to hear. And again, maybe it's not a new idea, but still that it's great to experience, to release, and to acknowledge our feelings about stuttering.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a good idea maybe to stay tough, to say like everything's fine, and to kind of bury it somewhere. It's better to open up and share and release that emotion. And I remembered in some videos you got, as you say, emotional, which struck me because, again, maybe not some intentionally, but this is the way to release emotion, which is great, I believe. Yeah, so that's just a thought. Would you? And today, Peter Lowe said that most people, like big part of people who stutter, are highly sensitive people. Who I do believe that I'm also one of them. Would you agree to that? And how do you view yourself? Do you also view yourself as a highly sensitive person?
I do. I take criticism not that well. And that was part of the reason that I didn't want to speak at times, because of that criticism of what people would think of me. And for years, there would be times that I would shun away from speaking because of that.
Right.
And two, there was a part for several years that I look back now that I felt that my stutter wasn't as bad. But then when I was looking back at it, I thought the reason why it wasn't, or I didn't feel that it was that bad, was because I was hardly talking. I was only talking to the necessity people that I really had to.
Right. Yeah, that's a great observation. Yeah, that's a great observation. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, and that's a big question. So for people who are, so what would be your advice? You have a certain journey with stuttering. So what would be your advice to you, like maybe back in the day, or to some people who are thinking, what shall I do with stuttering? So like what would you say maybe to yourself or to other people?
What helped me was years ago, before social media and stuff was even thought of, I wasn't really talking much, only when necessary. But then about a year ago, I just I watched different people on YouTube do these vlogs and stuff, and I thought, okay, what if I could just do one video and see how it is?
Right.
So I tried it, and since then I've been trying to create more videos, but I'm also looking at it as my personal speech therapy,
Right.
because I haven't had speech therapy since school. I
Right.
never really sought it out,
Right.
or a support group or anything. I was just trying to speak to people, and however it came out or whenever it came out, it came out.
Right. Wow. We are sort of a support group.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, but yeah. Can I ask you about actually, I asked you first, what would you like to talk about? And what you came with are the quotes. And I want to just read them real quick, just 3 quotes, because it seems to me they're not just the quotes, but kind of a bit of a mindset, like they're setting up our mindset a little bit in the right direction, I believe. So they're kind of okay. So the first quote: "You may not be the best, but you can be your best." And I love it. How would you? So you. What do you mean by that? Maybe you elaborate a little bit. What does that mean? To me, it sounds a bit like we're focusing on doing stuff rather than being perfect in doing stuff.
Right.
Or you see it differently somehow.
Well, I see it as, it's like when I do my videos, I try to do it in one take and try not to focus myself too much on trying to be perfect.
Right.
Because when I first started out doing these videos and stuff, there was one that I must have took like 30 takes.
Right.
It wasn't full takes, it was like snippets. And I'd stop it, or something would happen, I'd stop it,
Yeah.
redo it, not like it, redo it, and it just, I was never happy with it.
Yeah. Actually,
and that's the
so yeah, sorry to
perfectionist side.
What you're describing is the process of self-acceptance. That's exactly how it happens, because when we record ourselves on video first, we usually are terrified. Like, no, this is not me. This is not happening. And it's hard to acknowledge. We want to just never do it again. So actually what you're saying, this is a beautiful self-acceptance exercise to just record, keep recording. until you get to the point where you are more like familiar, and you're really start to accept yourself actually on camera. Yeah, and it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen fast. Yeah, it takes some time. Yeah, so yeah, it's not only the speaking exercise, but the self-acceptance exercise, I think. Yeah, wow, that's beautiful. So this is the first quote. If you don't mind, I'll read the second. So the second one goes, not to let my stutter define who I am. People who stutter are so much more than their stutter. Also, what amazing things do I want people to remember me by? So can I ask you, where do you get these beautiful quotes? Is this a book? Is this a personal development, something that you're trying to do? Or it's from your heart or like mind?
Well, that actually is a shortened piece of what I'm in the process of putting together a full presentation. But that part there is a part when I learned about how in the Bible Moses had a stutter, and I was like, wait, what? But it also proved that Aaron, his brother, didn't have a stutter. It's like, okay, but and Moses was well known for a lot of amazing things, but what people remember him for is those amazing things, not for his stutter.
Right. Wow. So it's your kind of conclusion, your quote. It's not that you just got the quotes from somewhere. Wow. Wow, that's beautiful, and that's beautiful idea. Yeah. Very, again, empowering, because it's so easy to get focused on the stuttering. So we're trying to focus on really living our life, doing what we're meant to do. The next one is not to think about it as trying something out of my comfort zone, but trying to stretch my comfort zone further and make it stronger. And that's, I think, also a big point. I would agree. I would agree that we want to build on confidence. How do you feel? Where is that comfort zone? What is so? So you mean you expand the comfort zone so that it becomes your comfort zone? Does that?
Yeah.
Got it.
It's like in the world, we always hear, do something out of your comfort zone.
Right.
When I told a friend of mine that, he said, yeah, but you want to try to stretch your comfort zone further. And then from that point, I added, okay, stretch it and make it stronger.
Right.
For instance, this opportunity here is stretching it and making it stronger.
Yeah. And usually, actually what happens is everything new is stretching the comfort zone because we haven't done it before. Like at some point I tried with myself going to a new place to have lunch each day. And I found that it's a huge challenge. Even if I don't have to speak in that place, it still feels like I need to like it's unusual. Yeah. So in terms of stretching or like strengthening and increase, like making the comfort zone bigger, apart from doing the videos that you're doing, which is beautiful, what are the things you would say we could do or you do to expand the comfort zone and to stretch it, as you said?
Good question. I'm in the process of working with one of my friends to create a full presentation that I can use as is or chop it up to make it smaller presentations. And my goal is to do a presentation of talking about stuttering awareness at different events.
Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. So stuttering awareness to me sounds like not the stuttering event, but some other event where we can share about stuttering. So that's
Correct. Yeah.
more like this. Got you.
Because I didn't consciously say that I met another stuttering person until last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Except for the times in school. But ever since then, until last year, I couldn't really say, okay, that person stutters until last year.
Right. So can I ask you, what actually made maybe you mentioned, sorry, maybe I missed that. What actually made you make any change in your life a year ago? You said, I think you watched some videos, but maybe there was something in particular, like an idea or a particular person. I don't know. What happened?
Well, part of it was watching other YouTubers do their videos, wanting to try it. Right. But also, at first, it was like trying to showcase my clients' projects. And then it went into, okay, but let's add in personal speech therapy for myself. And then it just went into, okay, let's talk about stuttering awareness as well.
Got it. Yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out, because again, we're trying to find something practical for people who stutter. And for most people, the big block is to start doing something. And again, I like this analogy and again, by doing, I mean just moving somewhere, because again, like today I heard Broker Brothers saying we need to feel something, to be something. It's not actually doing, but anyway, it's some moving, some maybe it's moving inside you somewhere, but it's some process. And to me, again, it's like golf, where when we hit the ball several times, of course not hitting it the first time, but still moving somewhere. So I'm asking you, maybe did you do any personal development stuff, or it's all your own thing? You're just watching something on YouTube and
I watched those. I wanted to try it to see how it worked for me. In the process, I was coming across these encouragement phrases. And that's when I started also to look for some kind of support group. Because again, I wasn't around people who stuttered.
Got it. But when you say support group, you mean online, or you physically found one as well, like the physical group?
At first, I was looking for a physical meetup or meet and greet or thing, but it wasn't local. So then I thought, okay, well, let's try Facebook then. Like, oh, okay, there's a bunch of them there.
Right. Got it. So you still haven't found the local one. So you don't have the local one.
No.
Got it. So yeah, again, the internet does the job. That's great. Not everywhere there are local groups. Again, maybe it's a good idea to start one. Maybe it's also maybe an option. I just mentioned it. Maybe one more thing I want to ask, because we're talking about the emotional shame. We talked about the shooting videos as an exercise. Do you do anything else, or have you done anything else in terms of the exercise, the speaking, the voice, the breathing, just anything, or not really? Like speaking on the camera is the exercise for you?
It's basically speaking on the camera. I will create a script for each video, and I will run through it in my head a few times, and then I will create a video for each one. But it's just me thinking of an idea, me coming up with a script for it, me running through it a few times, practicing it, trying to get the flow of it, and then me recording it.
Got it. And I think, again, maybe you can share any of your observations about that recording process, again, because there are two big pieces. Again, the emotional part and the very like physical maybe part. So have you had any observations, like what makes your speaking easier, what makes it harder, and can we use that observation somehow, maybe, or not really, not much, it just goes somehow automatically?
When I work on a script, it's not that I'm only using words that I can say fluently, because you know yourself, there's going to have to be words in there that you're going to stumble with. And it has to be in there. But when I do it, I look back at high school, because in my junior and senior year, I was involved in the speech team, where my coach and myself and one other team member found a script, and we would work through it and take out words or put in words for me to be able to say the piece, but it had to have words in there that were difficult for me. But I just remember going back to those times when I was doing that and thinking about how it was then and how I would have to practice and practice and practice before the actual time when I did it.
Got it. Got it. So I think actually, I think we've covered all the major pieces. So thank you so much, Rick. I think that's a huge challenge. And again, I love your mindset because, again, the most important piece, as I see it, with stuttering is still focusing on being active and doing stuff rather than how we're doing it, because there's always imperfection, which brings us, usually if we concentrate on that, it brings us to stopping, quitting, hiding, and not doing anything. So that's the beautiful again, message, approach, and example that you are showing. Thank you so much. I'll stop live and we'll come back to you. Give me a second.